Hello, hello, welcome everyone to the land of fire. We are rocking World of Warships Legends tonight. I am your host, Phoenix 6-1. Hanging out in the Ostergotland. I don't know why I gotta say it weird. Because I can't say it correctly. You know me. You get me. Lots of destroyers in this game, but also, just like I like, there is carriers when we are in the Ostergotland. So whenever I'm in the ship before this, along this tech tree, this is the Pan-European tech tree, the Skane and then the Ostergotland are really freaking awesome at shooting down airplanes. So we have full-on anti-air builds with both of those ships, right? So I am actually going to head towards the airplanes because I want to shoot them down. I think we've got our range is like 6.7 kilometers, something insane for AA damage, right? So we are taking out these fighters here right off the bat that the enemy carrier dropped over Zone C. And so, ideally, if I was a destroyer, if I didn't have an AA build set up for this one, I'd probably try to have snuck into the B cap, the B hole right next to us, right by where we are. But I want to go and support my team the best way I can, and in this ship, the best way I can support my team is shoot down enemy airplanes, right? So this kangaroo here is tempting to shoot at, but I'd kind of like to not get spotted, so that's the give and take of why we're holding off on that. I'm kind of looking at the the capture percentage, how much of the zone is capped. And I was kind of thinking, you know what, like I could wait and hold off until it's a little bit more captured and then take a shot. Then I'm also kind of weighing my options too. So their carrier is right out in front of us here, and I don't normally advocate for this, but I'm like, you know what, 2 destroyers here. Zone A got captured by enemies already, and no one's capping B right now, so I'm guessing their other 2 destroyers are over at A, and then these 2, there's these 2 by C here. So I can basically kind of guess where all of the ships are, and I have a clear path up to their carrier right now. So, and I was kind of hoping not to get spotted by the carrier here, but so we do trigger our anti-air consumable. This will shoot this guy down much faster, right? But at this point, it may already be too late. We might be able to go after their carrier without much resistance, right? So I'm a little bit worried that these destroyers, since they did cap Zone C, the enemies capped Zone C, they are probably, if I were them, I would be heading up towards my carrier to help them out, right? So, but other than that, we kind of have this straight beeline shot up to him. And he's going to probably try and keep us spotted and fight with us quite a bit, right? So, alright, we're getting spotted. It's probably a destroyer off to this starboard side here. Yeah, he's probably like a little bit behind us in these islands. So I'm going to shoot this. So I'm not actually really expecting to hit the Jean Bart. I'm more so, yeah, there he is. I was more so hoping to get that guy who was chasing us down at the moment, right? So I do have my concealment up as much as I could, given the, I'm choosing AA over concealment if that's the choice for, sort of build and commander loadout. So since we're at 5.3, this Yadachi is going to keep us spotted, right? So we will just kind of continue to duck and weave and fight him as much as we can. I think because we took some shots at him and gave him some incapacitations here, he wanted to kind of turn off, right? So if he's going to decide to leave us alone, we could probably stop firing our guns and go back to being undetected, right? So we'll take this shot at the Percival. I should have switched to the narrow firing because I'm an idiot. But I had picked it before because it was a little bit more of a random shot in the other direction. But we did get 2 torpedo hits, and I wonder if those were probably on the Jean Bart. It probably actually hit him. So we'll switch back to the narrow line to try and actually get this Percival here. But yeah, so you can see we already have 16 airplanes shot down. And then of course it's just going to get even more brutal here as the carrier launches fighters because it's spotted. Those are going to go down real quick for us. And I'm going to switch back to wide since he's on the move here. I'd rather have the guaranteed hit. And then we're just paying attention to the approach direction of his airplanes so that we're not an easy target. There goes our clear skies medal. We might as well shoot this Yodachi when we can, since we're going to be continuously spotted by the carrier now that we're so close to it, although we are unspotted at the moment. Yeah, Percival was paying attention to where our torpedoes went. 20 seconds for the reload here. And we get our AA consumable back, so we're going to use that right off the bat. He's right on top of us. Alright, I want to trigger, hopefully we can trigger some sort of incapacitation or fire or something, right? So if we can trigger that, then when we've got torpedoes on the way, maybe he won't have damage con ready, and we can, and he'll flood when we hit him with torpedoes, right? That's kind of our ideal situation, right? But it looks like he's still in full reverse. You can kind of see the wash or wake or whatever you want to call it towards the left over there, that in the back end of his ship. So I don't imagine he's going to be pulling forward to dodge these torpedoes anytime soon. It's going to be too late by the time he makes that decision, right? Yeah, those are probably going to finish him regardless, but we did have the fire going. It gives us the devastating strike. 34 planes shot down, and there are going to be no more than that. We'll go in. I feel like we did our job, right? And actually, like, looking at the map, it looks like our team is actually doing really great at this point. We were kind of hyper-focused on trying to kill that guy, right? But it looks like they took out the 2 destroyers at A, and then we distracted this the Yodachi here on our end, right? So we will start heading towards where we feel like we can support our team the most. And I'm going to think... My thought process here is there are 3 battleships over by A, 3 enemy battleships over here, right? We're a destroyer, we've got torpedoes, we can be sneaky. We're in a pretty quick ship as well. We're already in range with the long range of these torpedoes. So let's send them here, right? Let's help out. It might be unsuspecting too. Sometimes if you make the oddball decision, sometimes that can throw the enemy off, right? And then it looks like the B hull's getting capped right here, right? So one of their remaining destroyers has gone that way. And this Nelson's almost gone, so it's kind of like I don't know if I want to shoot torpedoes towards him, like at all. Schornhurst, is he going to back up? The problem with long-range torpedoes is that it's just that much more time that that those enemies have, will even if they don't know you're there, will randomly change directions because they're doing other stuff, right? It's kind of the downside of long range. So when I have a long range, torpedo ship, I typically don't add more range using commander perks or anything like that because it's silly to me. It's like already really awesome, and 20-kilometer range on a torpedo, like who are you gonna hit at 20 kilometers? Alright, we'll do some shooting at this Nelson. It's not a big deal for spotted right now because they are not even, they've been looking towards zone A, towards our allies, right? So if anything, we'll get some extra points, some extra credits here, trigger some fires, be annoying. And then if they do, turn their attention towards us, we should have enough time to notice their guns moving towards us and to kind of, start moving away. And then, even if they get one shot off, it's unlikely it's going to take us out, right? But then by that time, we'll be unspotted, even if they get one shot, right? So we'll just keep whaling away on the Schornhurst. The guns aren't half bad on this ship. And the battleship in B might be able to hit us as well. So if we do notice shells coming from that direction, we'll maybe go back into stealth mode and stop firing. Oh look, we got another airplane down here to fight her out. Somebody did. Alright, and then you can see we're unspotted now, so we know that their enemy destroyer is close to us. So he's probably going for either our battleships or our carrier. But I think with, just looking at the scoreboard here, we're up on points, so I'm going to go for the B hole and see if we can't steal the capture away from the red team. And then as long as, our teammates exercise some form of survivability, we should have this game, right? I think the biggest threat is just not knowing where their destroyers are right now, since they haven't been spotted in so long. It was like damn near beginning of the game that those spots happened. So we shall see. Looks like our carrier might be able to take out that one remaining battleship. Our carrier looks like he's still at the original spawn point where he spawned, which isn't, like sometimes that's fine, but if you didn't know, you can autopilot your carrier. If you go into the map view, you can hold X on any of the map sections, and your carrier will autopilot to that section, right? So always it surprises me how many people don't realize you can do that. And it definitely makes a huge difference as a carrier player to be able to get your ship closer to the battle without having to manually drive it. It's just a crazy huge time saver, right? And that way, when you're flying your planes, it doesn't take your planes so long to get to enemies. You do obviously want to, maintain your distance and not get spotted is still your typical strategy when you're from the ship's perspective, right? I can't believe this battleship's not dead. Like, we've got 3 battleships that can probably shoot him, plus the carrier's been going after him. Man, both of their destroyers are out there, so they're hunting our carrier, obviously. They wanted some payback from what we did. But yeah, like I said, like I normally don't go, like that's normally not my plan when I'm in a destroyer, even if my destroyer is outfitted with AA like we are here. It just, the opportunity just seemed like too hard to pass up in this moment, right? So otherwise I don't like taking myself out of the fight, but like that fight kind of drug out there with us, right? We drug away 2 destroyers that followed us out, and that took them out of play while they were trying to hunt me down, or at least they were up north where we were, the Yadachi for sure. And then we took out the carrier early in the game, and so that was huge too. And then, we got our clear skies medal so early on. So these torpedoes, they got our carrier. That was obvious that was going to happen, right? Once we realized what they were doing, it was too late. But these torpedoes, I'm kind of hoping that, it'd be great to hit the Jean Bart, but I'm kind of hoping for a little bit more of a luck shot on a destroyer, right? So I would think that they'd be heading this direction. So hopefully we can snag a lucky torpedo shot. If not, we will fire our guns at them if they even get spotted here. That's one of my pet peeves with this game. If you're in a ship and you're in the losing team, and for sure you're gonna lose, I like to just have fun with it. I get a little bit annoyed when people just kind of run away and don't even try to shoot the enemy, just survive the last few minutes. I'm like, well, what's the point in that? Get some I'm sure you're trying to drop torpedoes, but get some gun hits or something, or try and ram somebody or something. Have fun with it. Get a few more hits, which gives you a few more XP at the end of the game and a few more credits, right? So, do we get that? I can't believe we got 2 kills now. We'll shoot at the kangaroo since he's a little bit weaker. We do have torpedoes coming for us, so we got to pay attention, see if we can't dodge these. And we snag that kill. Can we get the Yodachi? I mean, literally everyone that's left on our team is going to be shooting this guy. There we go. He's shooting us. Attaboy. He's going to run into the... Is he going to run into... Oh, I was like, I'm sure he's going to run into the land. We'll just keep taking shots right here. Oh, he went into smoke. I was like, he fired his guns recently. How's he not spotted? Didn't realize he smoked. So just shooting for luck shots, right? I really should be dumping my torpedoes, but at this point I don't think there's not enough time left in the game for them to get there. Yep, almost broke 100,000 damage. Three kills, clear skies medal. We'll see where we end up on the leaderboard for this game. We have completed the campaign. This was previous campaign, by the way. That does put us at the top by quite a bit, 3,300 XP. That's a pretty sweet deal. Made about 300 grand. I think I've been playing the Ostergotland a lot because I think I need the next ship in that tech tree, right? So, yeah. So inspirations, we're going AA damage, so firing range and these like damage over time ones, and then yeah, literally anything that Jeremy Swirsky has that has an AA option, we're picking that, and then you can kind of pick what suits your fancy the most, right? So like that middle, that second row, we went with concealment, and then the third row we went with torpedo reload because there's nothing AA focused, and you also in the last one here you could do smoke screen if you really wanted to, right? But yeah, that's how we have the commander set up. Obviously, leave your suggestions and comments. Sometimes I take your guys' advice because sometimes you know something I don't. And by sometimes, I mean that happens quite a bit. But now is an appropriate time to push the like button only if you actually enjoyed watching my video. And do subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying World of Warships videos on the YouTubes. I am trying to put out a video every single day, so see you guys tomorrow.